Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite Sunday service, the Church of the Pure Unfiltered Wrestling Debate, Chaz and Friends, and tonight we got bars for the industry because wrestling in 2025 is cooked. Or is it brilliant? Or is it somewhat in between? And that's why we're here. That's what we're debating. WWE fans are yelling from the rooftops that this is the worst booking we've seen in eras. Others swear that we are spoiled from the Triple H Renaissance era. And I'm sitting there like, you know what? Let's actually talk about it. So we're going to talk about that. But we're not stopping there. No, 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 no. TNA. TNA is out here giving Mike Santana the world title, the keys to the kingdom, and then they're snatching it back faster than a Baltimore auntie grabbing her good Tupperware. But what does that really say about their creative direction? We're diving into that, and then blood and guts. The women has made history. The men got 5 stars, but which match meant more for AEW? That's the fight we're talking tonight. So buckle up, pour a drink, responsibly, of course, but cause tonight we're hitting every corner of the wrestling universe with zero filter. This is Chaz and Friends. How about you boys?
The following program is a collection of idiots talking about happenings in the sports entertainment world. It is meant to be comedically informative. The opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their bosses, platform, or whatever network they are on. There may be some out-of-pocket things said on this show, because this is how we talk to each other. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further. Your homies. The 3 Count Podcast. P.S. Please do not sue us.
It's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Don. Chaz Evans here, checking out the hottest podcast in the world, the 3 Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly him to the flow like. Hit him with a 3 count. And your boy real.
Yo, it's your boy, your cousin, your nephew. It's the Capital Region's best kept secret, the Don of the Mid-Atlantic, and the host of the hottest debate show in all of professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3 Count Podcast presents Chaz and Friends. Let me introduce to you my friend, ladies and gentlemen, the guy who is going one-on-one with me right here on today's episode. But let me put him over real quick because he's no slouch. He is a very important person here, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, let me run down his credentials. He is the host of the critically acclaimed 3 Count Podcast interview show, now entering the ring, all right, critically acclaimed. He is also the current reigning and defending SWA Crown Champion. All right, he is QB1 right there, baby. QB1. I'm WR1 right there, you know.
R1.
Hey. WR1 right there. I'm WR1 and Noah's WR2, you know. Out here running SWA like pure ignorance shit. I don't know why everybody's mad at me. But hey, I think life is good.
So right? does that make Prince RB1?
Yeah, I would assume so. Yes. Yeah. All right, now I got a football graphic to make. Now I got a football graphic to make. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you. All right, the Red Dog. I wish I had some applause, man, that I could give you. Nah, man. That's no. Hold on. Let me give you a. Give me a commercial for something real quick while I give you some sound effects. You need a round of applause.
Yeah. So also, if you guys make sure you guys hop on all of our stuff for social media, as far as the 3 Count Pod, 3 Count Pod _ on Twitter. Also, go through and buy all of our merch because that's
the Red Dog.
Yeah, and go through and buy all of our merch on prowrestlingtees.com. You guys can find our stuff on foryourwear.com if you want the new and exclusive stuff that's going to be coming out with our stuff. And then, yeah, buy our merch. Tell your mom about it, your dad about it, your aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins, your grandmas, your grandpas, your best friends, and your enemies because we love haters too. So do all that stuff and show us some support because, it matters.
It does. It surely does matter. And now that I think, now that I introduced you, did all that, since there's no one else here, let's get right into the announcements so we can get right into it. So before we get into the smoke, y'all, I got to do the usual, all right? Make sure you're following us on all your favorite platforms. Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Hit the bell button, hit that follow, you already know. Hit everything. If you want to, you can hit my Cash App, but we'll talk about that off the air. Also, make sure you buy some merch foryourwear.com. That's where all of our recent and current merch is at. So you can get a Red Dog and Friends. I think, well, we don't have a Red Dog and Friends, but we will have a Red Dog and Friends shirt. That's coming out whenever I can get a design made. But there is a Damien Don't Be a Dumbass shirt with his, Dumbass of the Week segment. There's the 3 Count logo. There's I'm going to put this up as wait, I can't be. I don't know where it's at. But the the SWO shirt is going to go on For Your Wear. I don't think I can. I think we can do that. I think we can do that. So yeah, that one's.
I think we can do it until we get told we can't do
We
it.
told can't. Doesn't it fall under parody?
I mean, could, right? I
Small
mean,
world
no one else
order.
is using it.
Okay, fine. So we'll that one's pending, but definitely go on our For Your Wear page. Go to collections. You'll see the 3 Count podcast. And yeah, go buy some merch. We're if you want to get our older designs, our pro wrestling tee shop is still up there. Specifically, so if you see someone like this shirt right here, this vintage 3 Count shirt, you can get that on Pro Wrestling Tees. We decided we're not going to close it down just so that we can keep those old stuff. So if you want to get the old stuff, that's exclusively there. But anything new, recent, the hot and fresh new stuff, that's going on For Your Wear. You got to go there to get all that. So definitely do that. foryourwear.com. Trying to think what else is there. Oh yeah, the content schedule. If you didn't already know, you're watching this live. So you already know that you need to be here on the proper appointment at between 6 and 6:30 p.m. All right, to check out the live debate show. Monday, you're getting one of our topics. Tuesday, you're getting the live show. Thursday, you're probably getting the Villains Lounge when Damien's not being mad at me. And then on Saturday, you're getting a interview from the critically acclaimed, now entering the ring, Red Dog. Can you, if you got off the top of the dome, some interviews coming up, some good ones that people haven't checked out yet that they probably should check out.
Yeah, so you have a couple hidden gems in there. The Big Trouble Ben Bishop one, definitely from the first our very first episode that we ever did. You should definitely go check out. TJP is still up there too. He was our 50th guest. You can definitely go check that out. Flip Gordon, another person that we don't really talk about as much on the show, but definitely rocking things over at CMML. So definitely go check out him there. And there's still a lot of people that we're still trying to work with and get brought onto the show. So there are more things coming down the pipe. So just be ready for that. And yeah, don't worry because we haven't forgot about now entering. It's just scheduling and stuff like that. It gets tough, man. So we want to make sure that we're respectful of everybody else's times and stuff like that because obviously all that matters. So yeah.
All right. So, all right. Enough of the announcements. You already heard the topics. We're going around the world. All right. We're going WWE, TNA, and AEW all in one night. Eras, missed opportunities, 5-star chaos, all that in between. Let's get started with some debates. But before we get into a debate, let's talk about the temperature. And with that being temp check.
Oh
So,
yeah, we can't put the graphic up right now.
oh, you can't do the temp check graphic with this little design?
Yeah, with this new little design.
Dumb. That is dumb. Like I feel like you have to make a scene and then just make it as like the two like that. I feel like that's probably and we're not doing all that.
New program,
So
we'll figure it out.
yeah, we'll figure it out. But anyway, temp check. For those of you who don't know what temp check is, that's where me and my friends we give you our hottest and our coldest wrestlers going into this week, and for a bonus, we give you our match of the week. And let's do it. I'm gonna start it off by saying the AEW Blood and Guts match will always be great. I feel like, and that's going to caveat into our last debate topic, but I want to say, just put that out there, they will always be great. But there is significance of being the first. And for the AEW women specifically, this was their put up moment. And coming out of that match, I really felt like, all right, I know who's the power players. I know my like the playing field of who's the head, who's who in the AEW as far as the women. You know what I'm saying? And man, that was a great match. Was it violent? Absolutely. Oh, buddy. They didn't waste time getting bloody. And it was great. Like some of the spots they did, I thought like never seen before. So I definitely, my match of the week, I'll start it off with is the women blood and guts match, and it was just, oh, man, it was really good. My hottest wrestler of the week. My hottest wrestler of the week is to Charlotte, because Charlotte stood on business. Okay, Charlotte stood on business because no one in wrestling stands on business anymore, and Charlotte did. No, there is still too much beef between us. I don't like you. You don't like me. So no, I'm not teaming with you. I don't trust you. Like, yeah, Lex, you my friend. Nah. Charlotte gets my hottest wrestler off rip for standing on business. I like the way they're going with this. That's, if you want to flip to the other side, it's good writing. It makes sense for Charlotte to be like, yeah, nah. Like, why would she be all happy-go-lucky going into a War Games match with Rhea Ripley of all people, and then Asuka, but again, not Asuka, but she's cool with Io. Yeah, but she's cool. She's semi-cool with Io. But yeah, Rhea being, the big head honcho with all this, like, yeah, I'm like, no. You taking orders from you, I'm the queen. My coldest wrestler is The Miz. And I believed in Mike. I believed in Mike till I didn't believe in Mike. And that's why he's my coldest wrestler. I wanted to believe that The Miz had a shot. I know we kind of already, see that as Gunther. And, Monday night, it's Javon and Gunther's going to be fire. It might even be a squash in 5. Who knows? But we kind of know that Gunther, just per rumors, and that kind of story has been, been straight. Even with everybody still thinking it's Edge is coming back. That picked back up again. Hey, Mom. But, The Miz is definitely my coldest wrestler going into the week. What you got, Red Dog?
All right, so I go with you. I agree with you as far as like match of the week. Definitely the women's match was definitely on point. Like I thought the storytelling, like Sky Blue just getting busted open and just like, bro, this immediately, like I liked all of it. So I'm here for all of that. So I 100% agree with you on this move. I think for me, hottest wrestler of the week though, and it's funny because he just took an L, but I'm gonna have to give it to Dom, bro. Like Dom's title run as Intercontinental Champion was good and hilarious and was a lot of fun to watch, and he did a lot of stuff with it creatively. Like I thought that was really good. Him dropping to John Cena is no mark on him, right? Because like here's the GOAT winning, now becoming the Grand Slam champion, and you drop the title to the GOAT. You know what I mean? So I think it just helps his stock at the end, and it kind of helps kind of instill like that baby face run that like we're kind of confused with, where like he's down in Mexico with the AAA championship, and the crowd is behind him, but now you see him in the US with the Intercontinental Championship and the crowd kind of boos him. So it kind of looks like we're starting to get that flip, and I'm here for it. I'm here for that. As far as coldest wrestler of the week, I'm gonna be fair, bro. I gotta give it to WWE creative, not so much The Miz, right? I get it. Jey Uso is you're one of your hottest wrestlers that you have going on right now. My problem is that you just kind of fed The Miz to Jey Uso, and The Miz needs to have a little bit more respect on his name because last time I checked, only one of those guys in the tournament has beaten John Cena in WrestleMania in the main event, and it wasn't Jey. Like Jey Uso pushed John Cena out into Royal Rumble. Like, okay, you won the Royal Rumble over John Cena, but The Miz beat him for a 3 count, like, and retained that title. So I think it's not fair that we're just gonna do that kind of thing and just be like, all right, well, it is what it is at this point. Like the Miz is the only 2-time Grand Slam champion in the WWE and the only person to beat the GOAT in a WrestleMania match. Like I think, well, outside of The Rock, I'll be fair. I just think that you need to put some more respect on his name, and you know, you kind of owe it to us to make sure that the Miz is not one of those guys who's a forgotten player, but he's one of those guys that, like, when you need someone to step in, he's the guy you have to step in, and he can handle it. So I just think it's disrespectful what they did with him losing to Jey like that.
So can I be honest with you?
Mm-hmm.
Just to go back to the John Cena and Dom, I don't like it. I don't like it. It when I found out, I'll tell you like this. When John it was announced that John was wrestling Dom, off rip, I was like, all right, cool. I knew he was dropping it. I knew he was dropping it when WWE posted like, hey, check out Dom's incredible such and such run. Like when they do that and they say, hey man, you see how good they've been running as champion? That you already know what's happening. If not that very night, what's coming soon. So that already was a giveaway. I get why we did it, and I'm not mad at, and I don't want to say I don't like it because I hate that it was at Dom's expense. I think that's my gripe. It was at Dom's expense. I get that we wanted, like, bump it. It's John's retirement tour. Let's just throw everything away, throw the rules, it's John's retirement. I understand that. I get it. But Dom has been running as IC champion, the AAA champion, and the run he's on right now, and just to get that ultimate halt of the Super Cena that we, know and love, kind of sucks. But I guess what? Is he gonna drop it at War Games? Not War Games, but Survivor Series? No, he's not gonna drop it. So he's gonna what? So what is his last match going to be for the end? That's bull. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I figure John Cena is going to be in the War Games match.
No, it's Roman.
Isn't it? Isn't it 5-on-5?
I thought it was 4-on-4. Because
women's was 4-on-4. I thought the men's was always 5-on-5.
I thought they were just all doing. I don't know.
I feel like it changes, but like
yeah,
wasn't it last year? It was Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Sammy, and CM Punk.
Oh, so maybe they do need it. Okay.
So I mean, it can be both.
It can be both.
Roman and John.
And then I guess what you say? Team Vision is going to bring in Dom.
I don't think they bring in Dom. I think Team Vision brings in Bronson and obviously Braun Breaker. And I think Drew, at that point
they have Drew from
Smack.
Yeah, they just got Drew from SmackDown.
And I think you get Gunther in that match too, because you can kind of tease it like
right. I feel like you do that, then it's definitely a giveaway that Gunther's winning the whole thing.
Well, I mean, it should be.
But yeah, I get what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying.
Listen, unless
I know, right? At that point, I'm like, yeah. What you want, Chaz? I'm trying to make it up for you, but yeah, nah.
Yeah, sorry, kiddies. We don't want to hold it out for you, but yeah.
All right, let's get into it. If let us know what you think. Who's your hottest, your coldest wrestler of the week, whether you agree with us, whether you disagree with us, your match of the week. But those are just matches we like personally that you should definitely go out your way and check out. All right, let's get into it. Is WWE's 2025 booking the worst it's been in decades? All right, or fans just spoiled by the Triple H era? So let's start at the top, WWE. So WWE, because the streets, which the streets are not really the streets, the Twitter app, the X app, they're saying that the magic is gone. All right, people are comparing 2025 booking to 95 to 2010, even to 2019. All the years down. So some fans are calling this the worst creative run in decades. Others are saying, nah, you just y'all just too used to, eating good from, the bloodline era. And now you don't how to understand a slow break. But let's answer the real question. Is WWE actually falling off, or fans spoiled because Triple H raises the bar too high? What do you think, Cliff? Start us off. What do you think?
Nah, I think it's just that fans are just spoils. That's all it is. Like we have so many great matches and so many great stories that are kind of like under the underbelly, like they're just starting to showcase themselves. And I think just people are just too much under the idea that they got to have the Amazon Prime feel. It's got to come to them now. And then if it's not to their satisfaction, then it's the worst ever. And I don't. And that's not fair. That's not fair because like not everything can be picture perfect 100%, like everything that you want, because if you get everything that you want, nothing feels special. So seeing someone like Zack Ryder reappear, by the way, I hated that they referred to him as Zack Ryder, because I get it, Zack Ryder is a more popular name, right? People know Zack Ryder. People don't really know Matt Cardona. And if you're in a specific niche of the wrestling world, you'll know who Matt Cardona is, which a lot of people know. But you literally had this man on NXT 2 weeks ago as Matt Cardona, and then you brought him back as Zack Ryder. I was like, ah, cheapens it. But anyway, but then you get those kind of surprises where Zack Ryder returns, AJ Lee returns. We get all these cool little stories that are being told, ins and outs, and I like it. I like it, and people just need to learn to like hold off and just let things cook. Quit quit thinking that you need to grab everything's got to come to you right away. And I don't think that the booking is lazy. I just think that people are booking the show how they want it to be booked and not how it is actually being booked.
All right. So I I like to give caveats before I give my answers because I do have the more prep time for everyone with the show because I come up with the topics based off the stuff I see online and everything. So I kind of have a longer time period to really think and flesh my thoughts out. And this topic was basically I saw a tweet that pretty much had said that this Triple H this the booking so far this year is literally worse than it listed 2010, 95, 2019, which everyone knows is by far the worst thing ever. So I always laugh when people try to compare anything to as bad as 2019 because I was steadfast, watching at that point, and brother, it was bad. It's not falling off. Like I don't, and I, it's not falling off. But I gotta keep it 100. The product recently hasn't been all that great. All right, and that's my take. It's like no, it's not falling off, but it's the product's not good. It's not all, but it's we're not in this isn't the worst. This isn't the worst booking in decades. Okay,
No.
that's the most over exaggerated thing I could ever have seen online as far as the booking concerned. Like it's not 95 bad. It's not even 2010 bad. They're nowhere near 2019 bad. Okay, the machine is still moving. The roster's still stacked, and the baseline quality is higher than people actually kind of want to really talk about. Like the stuff that WWE is like, as far as just the base is your Monday Night Raw. That is the base of quality, and you gotta be real from a whole other standpoint. This it's really really good quality. But all right, but post SummerSlam and really I'm gonna be nice and just say post SummerSlam, but you can make a case for post WrestleMania, right? Like nothing really has been hitting. The only thing that's really been hitting coming out of the WWE camp has been the TNA NXT stuff, and even that is just eh. So some of the come on, man, some of the stories feel flat. You have to admit the Drew and Cody thing and story flat. Some of this stuff is directionless. Like, don't give me. We already talked about how John Cena and Dom was predictable. Like, it's not. This stuff has not been good. But is it falling off? Comparing it to 2019 and Big Dog before, like in Big Dog Roman and the dog food, and comparing it to when we 2010 when we were dealing with Wade Barrett and Orton on SmackDown and no, calm down. Don't believe the wrestling chatter. It's not that bad. It's bad. it's bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. And that's my stance. Like the creative Triple H is like it hasn't collapsed yet, but like we'd be lying to say that Triple H is cooking. Like to say that Triple H is cooking is a lie. It's a lie. You're laughing at me, but it's a lie.
I am laughing. I am laughing at you. It's because
a
like
lie.
no, because like what happens?
What
Okay,
do you mean? No.
let's just throw out
Throw
like,
out what? John
War
Cena's
Games.
retirement tour.
No.
When you look at it in entirety, when you look at it, it is literally what the fuck? Man, just do your fucking thing.
Just I don't know, man. There's been like there's been a lot of things that have popped off, and it's like a good reset with the
What?
baseline.
What has popped off since WrestleMania?
Well, first of all, the rise of Jacob Fatu.
That was no, absolutely not. And I will discredit that because that was already happening before WrestleMania. So
No.
no, sir. No, sir.
No.
Next, try again.
No.
His
We
rise
got-
was from War Games when he was injured and he was still out there every week on SmackDown.
the
Raw,
women's
try
division,
again.
the women's division coming along. We got Charlotte, and you just mentioned Charlotte and Lex, like their whole thing. Rhea,
But that's not
like,
that's baseline though. The Charlotte and Lex and Alexa Bliss is baseline.
that story,
That
story was
better
a
be
great
all
story
right.
being
At
told.
least halfway decent. No, sir. Go ahead, take your take. I've been taking up your time. Go ahead.
The we have the
Mute my mic.
the EO situation with the Kabuki Warriors, and then we have Rhea getting mixed into that. I like that story. The rise of Jade, right? The real rise of Jade, not like this thing that's been going cooking in the background with the Bianca Belair situation. No, this Jade's real like rise. Tiffany Stratton's undefeated streak, right, going on, and then finally it breaking down. So we're probably we're gonna end up watching her turn next year. It's gonna happen. Um, I think like I know you mentioned the NXT thing, but there's been a lot like that's kind of like moved in those directions that I think have been pretty good. Like I liked a lot like the Cody and Drew matchups, like the stories being told have been where they're at. This whole thing with Jay right now, I absolutely like the fall of the tribal chief. Like, I'm not talking about the fall of him losing the title to Cody from last year. I'm talking about this real fall that we have, where we have the rise of the tribal thief. Like, I mean, like, Seth getting turned on. Like, first of all, and I understand there was an injury that kind of sped that along, but that came at a great time. So we had that happen. Like, there's been some things, man, popping off that in the works, they've been little things that are happening that are moving in a bigger picture. The rise of Dom, like with this Intercontinental title run that we just were proclaiming about, like the what's going on behind the scenes with Raquel and Roxanne and Finn and JD without Dom being around, especially Dom and the whole the rise. Well, let's call it the rise of Grande Americano, like the change in
I'll
direction
give
from
you
where
okay.
that
I'll
was.
give you that. I'll give you that. That's fine. I'll give you Grande Americano.
So I mean, there's things that are happening inside that I like watching. I mean, it's literally like watching the Rubik's cube right now. I'm kind of just like watching the whole thing kind of play out. I I hear your point. There is a lot of duds that are happening, but to say like for people to say that it's 2019 booking, that's insane. It's absolutely insane. Also, I'm very intrigued with what's going on with Bailey. You know what I mean? Like we have like the shifts in characters that are happening too with that situation too.
Oh,
So,
right. What our truth was doing. Did they just decide
but
to?
yeah, what our truth was doing, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
they
yeah. That's
bailed,
what we're
they
doing.
bailed on.
Because that's what the
But
E is
that
known.
situation was, I feel like that situation was different though because like I feel like that was Ron and our truth versus like the hugger gimmick, the Karen Bailey, and then like
What's that? What do you mean? That's the same. That's two different personalities.
first
There's
of
the
all,
same.
Ron is different from our truth. Like we can
Right.
we can establish that. But Bailey also has another side of that gimmick that she has where like like I said the hugger gimmick, right? Then she had the damage control gimmick, and then she's also had Karen Bailey.
Ding dong.
We can acknowledge
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And so there's like more gimmicks that are like kind of tinkering and getting played with at the same time that are all battling out. I like the story. I like where it's headed. And then let's not play like the tag team division didn't have like a fun story that was going on with all the teams, including the Wyatt Six that was happening. That everybody was fighting for the tag titles. Everybody was getting wins over everybody. That was like making bigger matchups. And then we got this fire TLC match that went on. Like, I mean, come on, like we can't sit here and down this product because we're like, man, it's too predictable. Shut up, bro. Most of y'all are sitting back here thinking that Edge was coming back to face against LA Knight. We found out that it's Zack Ryder. We all knew
They're
it
a bunch
was.
of idiots. And I saw something earlier too that it said that there has never been any discussion of Edge being in John Cena's retirement run at any point in time, and he's not going to happen. And it's starting to bother me really bad now when I start to see is like when people be like, "Who's this guy?" Like I think there's now people are trying to guess who's going to be Solo as opponent on Raw, and I like to scroll see what everyone says and everything, and someone, sure enough, puts a GIF of Edge.
It's
And there
not.
are people liking it, which means that they agree and they think with their human mind that Edge, who works for the enemy, despite what people say, the competition. No, no,
So let's
no.
let's play it out. Who do you think is Solo's opponent on Raw?
If I had to really, it's Roman. I think it's Roman.
Yeah, pretty good one. I like that.
But this comment, I know we're being funny, but as the year ends and that event in January shows up, this looks a little more true than anything. I don't know. Maybe and then hey, maybe Jericho knows like the intrigue is out there, which is why he's keeping his mouth shut and not saying anything or swaying anything. And man, I don't know, but
I'll put my thought out.
Roman would be my go to.
That's a good one. I like that though. I mean that's fair, and that should be. I'm gonna put Dolph Ziggler because if we're getting Matt Cardona as Zack Ryder, then I don't see why Nick Nemeth can't come back as Dolph Ziggler.
That's fair.
Like,
That's good. That's a good one.
yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, at this point, if that's the idea that we're gonna do, I mean, he's right there, and he has history with John Cena, so
You're right.
fair. I like it.
All right. Final thought on this.
Nah,
Is it?
I
Yeah.
think
Is it falling off?
nah.
Nah. Yeah.
People are just overreacting.
Yeah. Complete overreaction. Look. I was there for 2010. Okay, I was there for 2019. I wasn't there for 95, but I was there for 2010 and I was there for 2019, and those were bad. Didn't know 2010 was as bad living it, but going back and looking back at it, 2010 was bad. 2019 was bad. I knew it was bad, and I lived through it, and I kept saying this is bad, and which is why AEW was winning. But yeah, no, it's not. They're not. Yeah, no, it's an over exaggeration. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. That's my final. We're not there yet. I see some of the comments on this real quick. Just want to know,
I'll
so
pull it up.
pull them up real quick.
So we'll start with this one. Injuries have played a part in the booking. No Gunther, no Fatu. True.
Yeah. I definitely think we would be getting a Fatu and Cody storyline instead of Drew.
Yeah. Too much Drew, too much SWO, and other constant interferences in matches. That's also true. It does happen a lot, like especially with that women's match, with the tag matches and the Kabuki Warriors, and we had Lash Legend involved. Which, by the way, I was there for. I liked seeing Lash and Nia Jax. I like that partnership. This is gonna be fun.
I'm indifferent. You know how I feel about Big Oof.
Yeah, but as long as she's I mean, it kind of seems like this is like going to be the new mentor role, so I'm kind of here for it. So Jericho, LOL, Cena versus Gunther. I mean, we know that's what the matchup's going to be for the Intercontinental Championship. Because I mean, you're gonna put the title back on Gunther, and I think this
Yeah.
is the way to do it. And no Bianca. This is also fair, you know.
Yeah, and then handed it that coming, and I know I said last week that's probably one of my winners to win. And somebody on TikTok had pointed out that hand injury that she has really been bothering her. And I think she did an interview. I think for what it was, I don't know what it was now. Darn, fully. But whatever the interview that she did, she kind of went into detail about it, and it's her knuckle that she had broke. It's not her ass. She didn't break her hand. She broke her knuckle. Which is why it's taken there really hasn't been an expected timetable for her return, because that knuckle, I didn't know it was her knuckle. I know that's a weird thing that's a weird break. So big yeah, like that's a you ow, oh wow, so
Yeah, so
all right.
if you want to see the difference, there you go. That's what your finger is supposed to look like, and this is what my finger looks like. This one's broken, and this one is the normal one. So this is normal, and this one's the broken one. So
You've had a broken knuckle all this time?
yeah, this whole time, this whole time that I've known you, had a broken knuckle.
That's insane. I've literally known you almost a decade now, almost to a decade, and I've never known you've had a broken knuckle.
Yeah.
Wow, way to go in our friendship. See, look, PI beef all over again. All right, moving on. All right, so TNA, and look, Mike Santana, he finally climbed the mountain. He finally wins the big one, the TNA World Championship, and then on his first defense, gone, snatched, cashed in on Rolled Up, GMO punishment, whatever you want to call it. The title reign was quick. Now the internet is split on this. Okay, they're split. I want to say that did TNA completely undermine Santana? Did they panic book? Is this part of some long-term plan, or is the creative team just throwing spaghetti and seeing if it sticks at the wall? So we're not asking whether or not if it's good or if it's bad. I want to go deeper. I want to like really sit and talk about this. What does Santana's one match reign really say about their creative direction? All right, what does this say about TNA's creative direction? Let's be for real. They hadn't taped any show since he won this in 4 weeks. His first title defense, the first time that he is on their TV screen as the world champion, he loses. So let you tell me, Cliff, what's really going on in the booking room with TNA?
I don't know, man. It's hard to imagine that you'd want to shock the audience with a quick cash in defense, unless like Mike is injured, and we don't know that.
But the thing is this: he came in on the impromptu tag match at Turning Point on Friday,
Yeah,
and so
I don't know. It just it's very much it feels much like a Kofi Kingston situation. You know, like Mike had been battling for this title this whole time, and you built it up, and then finally, like you had to pull the trigger because the crowd was behind Mike Santana the whole time. And then the first moment that you got the chance to, you just ripped that title away from him and put him back in the tag division, which is not cool. So I know TNA said something about like they're putting out those fake rumors or whatever that there's injuries. Could be, couldn't be. I don't really know. I just think it's crazy that Mike had such a short run with a title like that, especially after like Trick had it for so long. Like you just the guy who's chasing after the title, he wins it, and you just give it to the next guy. Like I don't know, you hot shotted it. So unless there's something really bigger or deeper into it, like I don't like it. I just think that there should be a creative run for a little bit. At least let him have it for a couple months, and then have the switch. Because if Frankie Kazarian was the plan the whole time, then you should have built a little bit more to that than just kind of seemed like a one shot kind of deal. So I didn't really like it personally.
you ready for this?
Yeah.
You ready for this? All right. Here's my thing. So Santana winning the belt was cool, dog. Like it's long overdue. Feel good moment. Everybody's in, cheering. It's that feel good moment, right, for TNA. But then TNA instantly tried to flip that joint into some Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30 energy underdog, and like that works, and that's cool when the fire is hot, when the fans are fully invested, when like the momentum is like the rocket is strapped and you're in out of the atmosphere, you're in the stratosphere. Like when the guy, like when the entire building is chanting for one guy and you had to pay it off, right? And we got the payoff, and not really, because he had the belt for essentially 4 weeks and one defense. We didn't see anything of him on television. Like, it's like he didn't get to really have that moment. And it's not because he's not talented, because the timing wasn't right. Like, they did not let people enjoy Santana as world champion. Like, I don't. They fast tracked this whole moment instead of trying to build a movement. Like, they want to build the moment of having Santana with his daughter, have that emotional moment, right? Instead of trying to build this movement, like you were saying, Cliff. We had Trick hold this belt for a good while, and now we've had the TNA guy bring the belt back home. It like, we should be having moments of peace. Like, the war is over. Like, maybe like, not necessarily the war is over, but like, this is a big battle we won. Like, let's celebrate. Like, let's rest a little bit. Let's revel in our one. We have our property back. And no disrespect to Frankie Kazarian, because Frankie Kazarian has every right, should be world champion. He's been there. He's a journeyman. He's been around a long time. It's just no. Like, You can't just try to do the Daniel Bryan playbook when the spark isn't there. Because I'll tell you this: the interest of Santana and the world title is going to fizzle out, and you can only wait so long to pull the trigger and to let it go before it just blows up.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna blow up, and it's not going to shoot, and it's not going to soar and like break the roof. Santana being TNA World Champion was supposed to carry TNA up until at least January. At least to January, if not, and I'll say this: if not, dog, to the end of December. If that, give him some tapings to hold the belt for. Let me have some time to see on TV how he walks as a champion. Let me see this guy. I don't know. All I did was see him hold the belt, celebrate, and then lose it.
And then lose. Get cashed in on.
Like it. Yeah, man. It's sucks.
It does suck.
It sucks. There's no other real like word like. There's no Stephen A. big word I can pull out to say anything just besides it sucks. It sucks. It's not good. I mean, I'm still watching. I'll still watch Thursday. I'll see where we go. I didn't watch Turning Point, and the rumor. If they're throwing out these fake rumors, trying to throw dirt sheets off, and no, it's not working. It's not working.
I'm flabbergasted.
And then on top of the fact, if that Joe Henry it's rumored that Joe Henry signed his WWE contract. You've got Joe gone, so you had your moment with your TNA guy in Santana. You took the belt off of Joe,
Yeah.
to give to Trick, so that Santana can be the guy to get it back for TNA. But he didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
So yeah, that's my two cents on that one, man. It's just
He wins the title, and then he gets to drop the title immediately, right there on the spot.
immediately the first. Insane.
That was a bad move.
And what the comments say?
Mom spaghetti. That's it, because you was going off.
Oh yeah. All right. Any final thoughts?
No, I just think it's unless you have like bigger plans for a longer title run with Mike, this is not cool. It's not good. It is what it is. So, meh.
Meh. All right. Let's go on to topic 3.
All right.
Let's do it. Nope, we ain't gonna do it. Nah.
All right.
Let's get on. Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's do it. So we're going to AEW. We're going to talk blood and guts. Which match was more memorable? All right. So AEW gave us two blood and guts matches this year. One side, you got the first ever women's blood and guts match, historic, violent, nonstop action, and it literally spiked the entire show ratings. Like that's a proven fact that the women's, the women's blood and guts match they drew. So there's that, and then on the other side, the men's match. And I know we don't give Meltzer too much credit, but he gave it a 5-star rating, which gives us that Moxley tap out moment and pushes long-term story forward. The storyline basis aspect of that match. So that brings us here. Which mattered more? Was it the women's match that shifted the landscape of the women's division, or the men's match that delivered, the star-making match and that kind of progress this, the storyline against the whole Death Riders. So 2 different kinds of importance. So let's see what we got here. What you got, Cliff?
I want to go with. I go with the women's match, bro. Like that was, yeah. I mean, it's weird because you said it shifted the whole dynamic of the women's wrestling, and I don't know if
Well, not the women. I mean, more necessarily the women's roster
Yeah,
as far as AEW is concerned. Not
almost felt
necessarily.
like a almost felt like a we're finally here moment.
Yeah, there you. Yeah.
Yeah, because it took a long time for this to happen. And we've been talking about the women's roster for AEW for years since this company started. And I've been telling people, "Oh, give it time, give it time, give it time." But we gave it a lot of time, 6 years,
We
six
did, bro.
years.
We gave it time.
We
We
gave it
gave
time.
it.
But yeah, no, it finally felt like that is the this is the moment now, right? I mean, we had a lot of badasses in that ring, just going off, and we finally got the right ingredients, right? And I get it, right? You could have thrown some other people in that mix up too, and probably would have been fine, right? But I think this was the right group of women that you needed in that roster. And to be fair, not to be funny, but Mercedes was the right person to lead this group, right? Going into that, Tony was amazing in it. You know, Mina was great doing her role. I think the women's match mattered more to me than the men's match. I really didn't. I'll be fair, man. Like seeing it came out with 5 stars, I was genuinely kind of surprised because I just didn't care about. I care about the conglomeration. But it's just forced to me. Like it's just you're trying to do like the real world situation where it's like seven strangers to get together and blah 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 blah. But that women's match genuinely felt like it formed together for a reason versus like, oh, here's a bunch of dudes together who all have a common enemy and trying to take down like the the Death Riders. So I think to me it mattered more with the women's side of things and throwing in Willow and Marina Shafir made sense because obviously they have the situation going into this too. So there was a lot of stories to be told that made sense, right? You have the three women, the what do they call them, the triangle of death. Is that what it is? The women's, Tekla,
Yeah,
uh,
I feel
Bart,
spider
and Sky.
triangle, spider something
Yeah,
triangle, woman, dark, creepy, scary.
yeah.
I don't
The
know.
to
I
not be
think
creeped out. But
yeah,
y'all, but like I said, like those
three
three,
women
like
I wouldn't take home to mom. Like
nah, they just freak me out. But those three, obviously, you have that story being told. Chris's story being told that she's the women's champion. Mercedes on the other side, she's trying to get that belt. Like Tony, always just being Tony. Like she's in the business. She's the one that ultimately calls it off because like she's watching her friend get beat up, and she's just being held down because all the other women have been taken out. So genuinely, I think that story kind of vibe with me a little bit more than what the men's match did because I and it's to be fair, right? The Death Riders kind of need a new direction to go in, but the women's stuff is where we wanted to finally see the women's roster to be at, and now that they got some time to breathe, we can actually say like, yeah, this is time. Like this is the time where like the women's roster needs to be locked down and shown off more than give it 50-50 to what the men doing.
yeah. So look, I'm gonna keep it 100 right now. I talk a lot of trash about the AEW's women division over the years. All right, y'all know me. Okay, I that is the one thing I have stood by for 6 years. All right, is the one thing I've called out the inconsistent booking, the lack of stories, the lack of TV time, all of it. I it's been one of the weakest parts of AEW since day one. But this this blood and guts. This was the first time that I really sat and I watched and I went, oh, okay, here we go. Like, all right, let's go. It wasn't just a good match. It wasn't just violent. It wasn't just historic. It felt important. All right, like I felt the emotion and I felt like the gravitas, like the gravity surrounding the match. It felt important. Like it felt like a statement. Like the women were literally telling not only the fans, but they were telling backstage to stop treating us like the side dish and like, no, we can carry the whole show just like the other girls over there in the E can. Like, yeah, the men got 5 stars, and like Mox tap was like the finish was crazy. I'll give you that. Like, but that's expected. Is like they're expected to deliver. That's tradition for AEW. That's the standard, right? Like the standard for AEW as far as their two big marquee matches, especially now since we're out of COVID and they don't really do Stadium Stampede, but is Anarchy in the Arena and Blood and Guts. And then you can give or take the Casino Battle Royale, but they're two big marquee violent matches that they really go out and they show clips for all the time and packages is Anarchy in the Arena and Blood and Guts. So the men are like not to downplay what the men did, and I don't want that to feel like that's why how it's coming off from us because we're just pumping up the women. But that's what the men do. That's that's expected for the Blood and Guts match to get 5 stars from Meltzer. I'd be upset if they got if the women got 4.5. I'd be upset or be a little off if Meltzer didn't give the men 4.5. Gave them 4.5. Well, what do you didn't like, Dave?
That's
Why?
what I want to know.
What didn't you like about the match that didn't give it 5 stars? But so that's the standard. The women, though, the women walked into a structure and a match that AEW has protected, right? Like they've protected Blood and Guts, and not in the sense that they've protected Blood and Guts, but you also have to look at Blood and Guts as the fact that hey, it's nothing more than just war games, right? So.
Yeah.
If you look at it that way too, right, and you just include the Blood and Guts match with the whole allure of war games, right? The women walked into that and they proved that they belonged. They proved that they belonged. They raised the bar for that division. They forced people like myself, right, who's been calling out AEW women's division to shut up and enjoy what Tony is putting us on, the ride. Because the match and I enjoyed it. So I really did, and that's why it was my hottest match. It was my match of the week. I'll probably watch it again, and honestly, I might watch it after we get off of here again because I really did enjoy it. But yeah, that the women's match mattered more because it proved legitimacy for the women. It was like they're here. They were done waiting for for everyone else to say, oh no, the women's no, we're here. We're doing this. Here we are. So yeah, that's my stance.
I have to say, man, it's disappointing to hear you say that they protected
That match, yeah,
protected Blood. Yeah, no, they put Blood and Guts on a week before War Games.
it's
They were
always
trying
around
to,
this time though.
no,
They always do it.
no,
Is
it's
it
not.
not?
It's
Is it
not.
not always in November? Did they
No.
really try to do that to be
Yeah.
Eddie?
100% did. They 100%
They
did.
did. Oh,
They
well,
were trying to they were trying to program and say, "Yo, our show is better than yours, and we're going to give you this match for free on free TV." That's
they got.
exactly what they did.
Oh, well, guess what?
Because
They got me. They got me.
yeah, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But like the first Blood and Guts match was actually in like a March time frame, and
Shut
then
up! But I always feel like that's when they do Stadium Stampede. I say, but Anarchy in the
nope.
Arena. I always feel like Anarchy in the Arena is for the first half of the year. They're crazy hardcore, and
Yeah.
then they do Blood and Guts on the second half of the year. That's how I always remembered it. And then hey, Mandela effect, or I'm just
Let me. In fact, let me pull it up really quick because I know I had the dates at one point in time.
that's
Um,
that I didn't know that
yeah,
one.
yeah, 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 and it hasn't always been that way. That's why I was like, yeah, no, dude, like that's not how it works at
Nice.
all. Yeah, so the first one took place. The inaugural event was originally scheduled to occur in March of 2020, but due to COVID, like it got pushed back. So it was
Right.
delayed and then done in May of 2021. And then in 2022, it was moved to June. before moving to July in 2023, and then in 2025 it was held in November.
Oh wow. Okay, maybe that's why, because they just kept pushing it down every couple of months. That's why I felt
Yeah.
like it was always there. All right, all right. So I'm not too crazy. I'm not too crazy.
No,
I get why I feel
no.
like that. All right, I'm not too crazy.
But yeah, no, they dead ass like they are looking at November and they saw War Games kind of building up and they're like, hey, we just gonna put blood and guts right here for War Games. Which I felt to me, that's why I was like, yo, felt forced. Because I was like, yo, I feel like War Games is coming up. And then I saw Blood and Guts. I was like, yo, you guys
That's
pre-programmed this. But
that's
I do, but you did bring up an interesting point. I definitely want to know too. Like, I want to know what Dave's critique of the women's match that he was like, yo, this is a 4.5 star, not a 5 star. Because if you're gonna tell me that's too violent, then you probably should hold that same standard for the men.
for the men, right?
Like, what was the worst thing to happen? Like, Chris Statlander took a bump on a bed of nails. Last time I checked, so did Mox. Like, and I think it
Yep.
was like the Anarchy match. Like, yeah. So I mean, like, I don't know, man. I thought like the it was too bloody for me. Whatever.
Whatever.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what his critiques were that he like downplayed that much. And I didn't read his 4.5 star rating, and nor do I care to read it. I just think it's funny. To me, that match made sense. Everything that was in there was perfect. I thought everything that played out was well played out. I love the fact that Mercedes grabbed all of her titles and was like handing them out just to beat people up with the titles. Like there was so much stuff that was just like drawn in. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm here for all of this. This is
Yeah.
great stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
So again, I go back to it and I'm like, I don't know like what the miss was. I thought everything had great storytelling to it too. And the fact that the name is Blood and Guts, and we got a lot of blood, we had a lot of people show a lot of guts, and then we also ended up watching, the first ever match go and surrender, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like, it wasn't to not continue. It was just no surrender. It was just a surrender because, Tony again having to call the match because her team was just getting beat up. Like it was what it was. But no, I get dumbfounded by the whole thing, and I would want to. Maybe I should go read his review and just kind of see what I think. Was there some clunkiness to it? Sure, because it's supposed to be like it's supposed to
Right.
be clunky. Like it's not meant to be like picture perfect. Everything's gonna line up, you know. So I don't know. I just want to see where everything kind of fell apart, and he just called it the 4.5. And I feel like part of it is like he's just grading it because it's women versus men. You know,
Man.
I said what I said, Dave. Allegedly.
But that's our show, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our show. Let us know what you think as far as all these topics. Um, I don't know which topic we'll cut. But we'll figure that one out. But yeah, definitely be on the lookout tomorrow. But if you're catching this on our podcast, um, you've already checked it out, right, because this is you're listening to this on Tuesday. But for all my live people here who are watching, shout out to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for checking us out. Thank you to all of those of you who commented and engaged with us on the debate, bringing out your takes, your opinions. We appreciate it. This show is really a fan engagement show. It works a lot better when people talk back to us. It's cool debating with all of our with each other, but when you guys bring your takes, it's all also as fun as well. Make sure you follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. Okay, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, hit that 5 star frog splash review right off the top rope, and like the video, comment, share it. It helps the show when you do all those things. Even if you just like it, that helps push the video out. So thank you so much. We'll see you next week, I think. Right? Nothing. Yeah. Nothing's happening next week. You right?
Yeah, no, not that I'm aware of.
All right. So we'll be here same time, same network. 3 Count Podcast. Chaz and friends. Peace.
Hey, Chiefs fans, suck it.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. If you like this and you want more 3 Count Podcasts, go on over to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you never miss when we put out a video. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, all things social media, 3 Count Pod _ on X, 3 Count Pod, everything else. Also, make sure you buy our merch at foryourwear.com and prowrestlingtees.com. Also, you know what? Just watch another video right now. Like, right now, I'm gonna walk away and you're gonna play another video.